Audience ready? Okay.
Have you ever heard of the English roses? Seriously? Okay, well, here's what they're not. A box of chocolates, a football team, or flowers growing in the garden. What they are is 4 little girls named Nicole, Amy, Charlotte, and Grace. Hey. And they were practically glued to each other at the hip. I know it sounds so perfectly fun and nice, and in many ways it was. But there was only one problem. They were a little bit jealous of another girl in the neighborhood. Her name was Bianna. She was very beautiful. She had long, silky blonde hair and skin like milk and honey. She was an excellent student and kind to everyone. She was special. But she was sad because even though she was the most beautiful girl anyone had ever seen, she was very lonely. I know what you're probably thinking. If Bianna was so nice, then why didn't the English roses invite her over for a cup of tea? Listen, I already told you. It's because they were a little bit jealous. Okay, more than a little. But haven't you been green with envy?
Have you ever looked at a person and completely misjudged them based on their appearance? I know I have, and probably most of you have as well. 4 little girls who call themselves the English Roses make the same mistake, but soon realize just because it looks like someone's life is better than yours, doesn't always mean it is. These girls learned a valuable lesson that is relatable to all of us in The English Roses by Madonna. Yeah, that Madonna.
The English Roses wanted to be nice to Bianna, but they couldn't bring themselves to be because everywhere they went, this is what they heard.
Oh, that Bianna, she shines like a star. She is really something special.
When the girls heard these things, they felt like they were gonna be sick.
How could anybody be so perfect? It's not fair to have so much.
Let's pretend not to see her when she walks by.
Let's push her into a lake.
And that's exactly what they did. No, not the lake part, just the pretending not to see her part. I mean, that would be crossing the borderline. Anyway, one night the girls were having a slumber party at Nicole's house when her mother peeked her head through the door and said,
"Do you mind if I come in and have a chat with you girls?" "Don't worry, Mom. We're going to bed soon. Just let us finish our pillow fight." "I'm coming for you, Grace." "Nicole, put the knife down. You're causing a commotion." "That's not why I came in here. I came to talk to you about Bianna. She lives down the street, goes to your school, nice to do all the same things you do, but yet you never make any effort to be nice to her." There was a very long pause.
Why should we be nice to her?
She gets enough attention already. It's not that we don't like her. It's that she's probably stuck up. Pretty girls usually are. I think you girls are being unfair. How would you like it if people judged you based on how you look?
Well, she's got a point.
Please think about what I've said.
When her mother was gone, Nicole turned out the lights and the girls lay awake in the dark thinking about what Nicole's mother had said. Soon enough, they were all fast asleep, dreaming the same dream. All 4 of them were having a picnic in the park, complaining as usual about how beautiful Bianna was, and how she got too much attention, and how unfair it was for them, when suddenly a fairy godmother appeared. She was very plump and jolly looking, and she landed right on top of Charlotte's sandwich.
Excuse me, is that pumpernickel bread? Oh, I just love pumpernickel. I couldn't help but overhear your conversation, and it sounds to me like you are quite dissatisfied with who you are, which makes me very unhappy, and I would like to offer you the opportunity to be somebody else. What do you mean? What I mean is, and please do not interrupt me, rude, is that if you are so jealous of Bianna, then by all means, you should be somebody else. Or perhaps, in fact, one of you would even like to trade places with Bianna. Oh, that's silly. How could we possibly be somebody else? Well, if you would just let me finish. When I sprinkle you with my magic fairy dust, bibbidi bobbidi vogue, you can be whoever you want to be. But first, you might want to fly over to Bianna's house with me just to make sure her life is to your liking. But just us looking through the window and think we're like burglars or something. Oh, nonsense! When I sprinkle you with my magic dust, bibbidi bobbidi bog, you can go wherever you want to and no one will ever see you.
The girls just sat there speechless, which
Did not happen very often, I can assure you. Well, don't just sit there. My time is very valuable. The girls couldn't possibly pass up an opportunity to spy on Bianca without her knowing they were there. So suddenly, they found themselves sitting around Bianca's kitchen table, and there she was, scrubbing the floor. Sweat was dripping from her forehead, and she looked very tired. When she was done scrubbing the floor, she peeled the potatoes, chopped the onions, scaled the fish, washed and ironed the clothes, and finally, she took out the trash. The English roses couldn't believe their eyes. They had never seen a girl work so hard in their lives. She reminds me of Cinderella. She looks like she's combed her hair in a week. Where was her mother? She doesn't have a mother. She lives alone with her father, and he works all day. So when she gets home from school, she has to wash the clothes and clean the house and cook the dinner. You mean she does it all by herself? Yes, you ninnies. I just said she lives alone with her father. Pay attention. What happened to her mother? Oh, she died. Poor thing. Anyway, as you know, Bianca has no friends and she spends all of her time alone. Well, come along, ladies. The girls stood up to go, but they felt bad about leaving Bianca behind with so much work. Don't dawdle, ladies. I've got places to go and people to meet. So off they went to go see if Bianca's room is to their liking. When they got there, oh, they were not prepared for what they saw. Definitely not a material girl, if you ask me. A simple room with a single bed, a chest of drawers, a shelf full of books. There was, of course, one doll, but only one. Can you believe that? Well, you better, because I'm telling you. Girl, express yourself. I feel so, like, bad. It must be awful not to have a mother, and we haven't been very nice to her. But what do we say? Anybody want to trade places? Yeah, that's what I thought. We just want to go home. Fine, suit yourselves, but in the future, you might want to think twice before grumbling that somebody else has a better life than you. Like I said, I'm a very busy woman. In the blink of an eye, the girls were back in bed fast asleep. When morning came, the girls were relieved to find that they were still themselves and promised from that day on they'd be nicer to Bianca and stop complaining about their own lives. First, they invited her to a tea party and started walking to school with her and doing homework together. They soon found she was very likable indeed and came to love her like a sister. And soon, everywhere the English roses went, Bianca went with them. And you're not going to believe this, but the neighborhood actually started talking about them. Oh, those English roses are really something special. They're going to grow up to be incredible women one day. And you know what? They did. Oh, see, I told you. Take a bow.